The official livestream IDV announcement is basically a live stream where the IDV officials and dev team gather around to bless or emotionally damage the player base with upcoming updates. It's usually held once every 3 months, or, whenever they feel like doing it. During these streams, they reveal all sorts of things. New skins, new crossovers, new stories, and maybe my future Survivor tier ranking, because it has never made it out of low tier since last year. Love that consistency. Anyway, this event is the big deal for the community. It's like Christmas morning for IDV players, except you don't know if you're getting a shiny new skin or a pair of emotional damage socks. Fans tune in with dreams and wild theories, praying that their favorite collab or skin finally becomes real. I still remember when the Freerin crossover was announced, people absolutely lost their minds. You could practically hear the collective cheer echo across the servers. But of course, not every livestream is sunshine and butterflies. Sometimes it's, disappointment and salt. Lots of salt. The kind of salt that could turn Lakeside Village into Salty Village. And unfortunately, that's exactly what some fans are seeing right now after the Melly Hunter form. The Queen Bee was officially revealed. Thread and comments are everywhere, mentioning how the skin is so bland and unattractive, plus lack of creativity. So, what exactly happened? Now, let's rewind a bit. The Melly Hunter form was first teased back in 2022, when most of us still had hope, and maybe better ping. At that time, her appearance looked, kind of ghostly. Or windy. Depends on your imagination, really. You can catch a glimpse of her in the short film Da Capo, which tells the final chapter of Ashes of Memory. In that short, we see the older Orpheus trying to protect a little girl from what initially looks like a Titan straight out of Attack on Titan. Except, it's actually Hunter Norton. Then Orpheus runs, as usual, but another monstrous figure appears, swirling like a chaotic whirlwind. And that, my friend, is what Hunter Melly used to be. Well, conceptually at least. Sometime after that, what fans speculated to be Hunter Norton and Hunter Melly was confirmed by the officials themselves during their Q&A session, which is a wonderful event where players can ask the devs about anything and everything, except the ping issue, because that's a mystery even Sherlock can't solve. With that confirmation, Melly fans clung to hope like survivors clinging to that last cipher machine at 99%. Fan art started pouring in, with some of it so good that when compared to the final version, you can almost hear collective sighs across the fandom. And then, the day came. The Queen Bee was finally revealed. But instead of applause, we got, spicy reactions. Some players were thrilled, others were ready to uninstall. It was less of a grand coronation and more of a meme festival. So what happened? Well, in short, many fans were devastated. Not because the Queen Bee looked bad, but because she didn't look like a terrifying hunter at all. She looked like a beauty pageant queen who took a wrong turn and ended up at Elitist Manor. I mean, we already have a collection of gorgeous hunters. Mary, Michiko, Naiad, Patricia, and now, here comes Melly, adding to the lineup. Now, what makes Melly beautiful this time? Let's check it out. Instead of the ghostly or whirlwind-like figure teased years ago, the Queen Bee is basically Melly, but slightly stretched, accessorized with antennae, and given a pair of insect wings. Congratulations! You've unlocked Melly with bonus DLC parts. And, of course, the devs decided to spice things up a little. They made her hair slightly messy, maybe to show she's emotionally unstable. In which case, me too, Queen. Then they gave her bright yellow eyes because, bees are yellow, I guess. Except real Queen Bees usually have black or brown eyes. But who cares about biology when you have aesthetic to maintain, right? So voila! We got a technically more gorgeous Melly with wings and horns, ready to devour my rank points and my patience. And honestly, Survivor Melly was already pretty enough that I've seen posts from fans proposing to her. Now, Hunter Melly is even prettier. At this rate, hunters aren't even scary anymore. They're basically a modeling agency in disguise. But of course, not everyone was impressed. Some fans found her design too safe, too pretty, and not at all what they imagined. When the queen bee was teased months ago in a promotional poster, fans expected something creepier, a humanoid insect hybrid, or at least something that looked more bee than beauty. So when the final reveal dropped, many felt it was just Melly with accessories. From what I've seen online, most of the backlash revolves around two main points. First, expectation versus reality. Fans thought we'd get an eerie insectoid creature, not a pageant-ready Melly with decorative wings. Second, lack of creativity. Many argue the devs simply reused Melly's and some old characters' existing model, added wings and antennae, and called it a day. Of course, that doesn't speak for the entire fandom. There are plenty of players who genuinely love her design and think she looks stunning. And others, like me, are pretty indifferent. For me, every new hunter just means another way for my rank to drop faster than a meteor coming to Earth. At best, I'd say Melly's reception has been mildly positive, or mildly negative. Not a total disaster, but not the triumphant buzz fans were expecting either. Some of the harsher critics even claim that Hunter Melly is just another example of Netties turning a popular character into a cash cow, choosing marketable pretty over menacing monster. As I've mentioned before, I'm pretty indifferent toward Queen Melly. Low-key though, she looks so gorgeous in this design that I might just become a friendly survivor and voluntarily walk myself to the basement. Like, yes, Your Majesty, the basement is over there. Now kindly eliminate me in style. To be fair, I'm sure the developers spent plenty of time discussing how best to present Hunter Melly. Maybe this is genuinely the most balanced option they could come up with. Something that satisfies fans and keeps the cash flowing. Because, let's be honest, no matter how much we talk about art direction or lore depth, at the end of the day, it's all about that sweet, sweet revenue. In my imagination, maybe the developers think that even though there's a buzz today, but in the long term, the fuss will fade. People will move on, play her regularly, and grab her skin like it's the most natural thing ever. New players might even pick her just because she's pretty, not because she's conceptually unique, which is totally understandable. They know beauty sells, and they're milking that honeypot for all it's worth. Personally, I'm more curious about her lore. Sadly, the livestream didn't reveal much about the Queen Bee's backstory, which is honestly what I'm most interested in. However, it's safe to assume her story will connect to her survivor version, the entomologist, but I'm hoping for more details, especially about the scar on her face, the timeline, and Joshua's death. There have been small teasers from the Japanese IDV Twitter account that hint at these things, but for now, we're all still in speculation mode. I'd rather wait for solid lore drops before I start yapping too much. By the way, I actually made an analysis of Melly before, but yeah, it's a bit outdated now. Might be time for a remaster. So, what do you think? Do you agree that the Queen Bee didn't quite meet the hype? Or are you actually into this elegant design? Or maybe you're like me, just vibing in the middle, too tired to argue and too broke to buy the skin anyway. Thanks for listening to me yap about Melly for several times already. Until next time. And may your ping stay low, and your ranked matches be slightly less painful than mine.